Hey everybody, Crystal here, the Pineapple Picker. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay, full-time mom, and today we're going to bring you what sold from April 28th until May 4th. Alright, so first up on April 28th, we sold a Laura Ashley, vintage Laura Ashley queen fitted sheet and king pillowcases. Those sold for $39.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. We sold a CeraVe SA lotion for rough and bumpy skin. I paid shipping on that, but it sold for $14.99. Also sold a Card Guard white 9-pocket card folio. So both of those last items came out of the bulk buy that I did a few weeks ago. I also paid shipping on this item and it sold for $11.99. Next we sold a Threshold fabric shower curtain, and I'm seeing here I actually spelled threshold incorrectly, in coral with tassels. It was striped with coral and white actually, and that was sold for $14.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. That also came out of our bulk buy. Next I sold an Iceman Clear 3 cryotherapy circulating cold water therapy ice machine, and I tested it. That sold for $50 plus the buyer paid $29.85 shipping. I used every bit of that shipping amount. I did wind up going over, so it was about $32 to ship. I purchased this for $10 locally at one of the thrift stores in town. I honestly didn't even know what it was when I purchased it. I did some comps on eBay and saw that it was in really good condition and took a chance for 10 bucks. Next, I sold Needle Pointers Magazine 2019, 5 issues total, January through December. These I got for free from a lady locally. She was getting rid of them and I just went and picked them up. I also have another set that are listed, but these sold for $12.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. Next, I sold Steam Traction Magazine lot of 18 issues. I had these listed for, I believe, $29.99 and the buyer to pay shipping. Someone offered me $23 and I took it. These I got for free, again, locally. Somebody was just giving away a bunch of magazines, so I sold them for $23 and the buyer paid $12.80 shipping. Next, I sold a pair of earrings, handmade mixed metal, industrial, steampunk drop earrings. These sold within an hour of me listing them. It's very interesting because they're very simple, but I think the industrial and the steampunk words there, they kind of bring them into a lot of people's searches right now. I think these things are pretty hot. So these sold for $4.49 and the buyer paid $1.99 shipping. This is sort of a strategy that I'm trying on jewelry right now. So I don't want to necessarily have to cover all of the shipping. So I don't put it on free shipping, even though most of it is pretty light. But I want the buyer to, you know, pay in a little bit on shipping. So I'm listing them with $1.99 shipping. So that's on all my earrings, all my necklaces, bracelets, anything like that. I just put $1.99 shipping. Almost everything can go into a little, you know, 4x6 envelope, like padded envelope, and I just send it out. It only costs a couple of dollars. That way, sort of, for the most part, what I'm finding is that, you know, we're kind of splitting the shipping in that way. So it works out for me and for the buyer. So next we have an issue that I also got for free, an issue of the New York Times the day after 9/11, and this sold for $29.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. This would have sold for a lot more, by the way. I think I mentioned it in my last video that if this was sealed from the day that the person had gotten it, then these can go for upwards of like $75. So keep a lookout for that. Next, I'm just gonna quickly pop these up there, but all 3 of the Cetaphil Daily Facial Cleanser sold. So they were 3 different buyers, and they all sold within a couple of hours of each other. And then I sold Insane Clown Posse, 2 CDs, The Amazing Jekyll Brothers, and Bang Pow something. I can't see the whole description, but we got these out of a storage unit, and I know there are a lot of ICP fans out there, so I went ahead and listed them, and they sold for $15.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. Next, we sold a Kurgo backseat barrier, universal size black. This is used to put between the front seats of a vehicle so that your dog cannot push his or her way through to the front of the vehicle. So you just put it there, it kind of stretches across and hooks to either sides, and then creates a barrier. So this I got from the bins. It was one of the days when we only paid maybe $10 or $11 for everything that we had gotten. I've already covered our cost for that day and then some. So this is, other than fees, straight profit. This was $18.99 plus the buyer paid shipping on it. Next I sold, this was out of sort of a cross-stitch buy that I made with, I gave the lady $10 and some Girl Scout cookies. This is another item out of that. This is a Janlin counted cross stitch, just the chart part, no thread or anything like that, of ducks of Duckport pattern. Next I sold Gillette Mach 3 Turbo Refill Blades, a set of 8 cartridges for $14.99, and I paid shipping on that. This came out of the Wholesale Ninjas buy. Next I bought a whole bunch of vintage shoes from a lady. Also purchased all my vintage sheets from her, and a few other items such as the Lennox set and a few random things. So some of the vintage shoes sold, I purchased all of those for $100. And this pair sold for $20 plus shipping. They're vintage Jack Cohen red women wedge, I don't know how to say this, espadrille ivory canvas shoes in size 8.5. Tell me how I did, because I don't know. Next I sold Yarn Inspirations Karen Chunky Cakes Yarn in Cherries Jubilee. That sold for $10.99 plus shipping. Again, this came out of the yarn buy that I did, and that was $40 for a whole bunch of yarn. So, and at this point, we're definitely in the profit. Next, I sold a piece of that Lennox that I was talking about. Lennox Butterfly Meadow Bloom Large Oval Serving Platter, new with box. So this had the tags on it, it had the box, it had all the paperwork with it, everything. I purchased several pieces, the Scallop Baker, which I sold for $30 last week, and then this one sold for $42.99 plus shipping. I purchased those and also 6 plates for a total of $40. Next, I sold Squadron Signal Aircraft number 25 P38 Lightning in Action. This item is one of the free items that I got with all the magazines. It sold for $6.49 plus the buyer paid shipping. Next, I sold something out of the Wholesale Ninjas box. It's a L'Oreal Colorish Collection exclusive lipstick in 610 Eva's Nude. That sold for $9.99 and I paid shipping. Next, I sold a large stone swirl blue and clear statement necklace with gold tone. So the chain around the back had some gold tone. That sold for $8.99 plus the buyer paid $1.99 shipping. Next, out of the bulk buy, I sold a Casemate iPhone for 8 Plus, 7 Plus, or 6 Plus clear tough case for $14.99 and I paid shipping. And next I sold out of our scrapbooking buy scrapbook crafting adhesives lot, the creative memories. It had some glue dots in it. It had some mounting items in there. So it was just a bunch of like sort of tapes and adhesive kind of things. I put all of them together and sold them for $29.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. Next, I sold a pair of Birkenstock Berkeys Lily ankle strap sandals, burgundy, and they had like some parts of them had these little polka dots. Women's size 7. Those I purchased for $2 at a local thrift store that I go to. They normally sell shoes for anywhere from $4 to $6, somewhere in there, unless they're super high end. And they had a Saturday when they were doing sort of a BOGO thing. So I got 2 pair of shoes for $4. I think I purchased somewhere around 6 pair of shoes that were BOGO. So this is one of the pair, and they were $4, and another pair was $4. So I got these for $2, and they sold for $34.99 plus shipping. And lastly, we sold the Yarnspirations Karen Latte Cakes in Earl Grey, bulky, for $10.99 plus the buyer paid shipping. And that also came out of our yarn buy. So not a bad week here. Did pretty well. I'm going to put totals for all of our buys up. So yarn buy, this is where we're at. Sheet buy, this is where we're at. Bulk buy, this is where we're at, and wholesale ninja buy, this is where we're at. And yeah, so we seem to be doing pretty well selling off some of this stuff. I just recently purchased some jewelry from Shop Goodwill, and I did make a video for that. I'm just still in the process of editing it, and I wanted to get this out first. So the jewelry video should be out shortly after this. And I found some decent pieces. Nothing crazy, but some decent pieces, and I've already, some of this stuff that sold is out of that. So yeah, so that's it for today, and if you like this type of video, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment below if you have any comments or questions. I do like reading everybody's comments and everybody's questions, and I do respond to everyone. I try to, and sometimes it takes me a little bit, but I do. And yeah, so thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Stay well, stay healthy. See you soon.